we had an influx of order. Like I'm talking about like hundreds of orders. And this started, we had our system, it started to start slowly, a couple things leak through the cracks. And what do? You fix them, you optimize them, you fix them, you go in, that's like what we do, right? So guys, the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about today is this whole lesson, and I'm going to be upfront with you guys, is going to be built off of the Dash Accelerator Program right here, okay? So obviously I'm sure most of you guys have heard or know of the Dash Accelerator Program. So I'm going to talk to you guys and I'm going to give you guys just a sneak peek of what's in that program. And not only that, I'm going to educate you guys obviously at the same time and entertain you, okay? So here we go. So the first topic that we need to go over is this is your agency. And we're going to do this like an interactive thing, right? So this is like a mini series of what's going to happen in the Accelerator Program. This is your agency. How many of you have an agency? Drop a 1 in the chat if you have an agency. If you have an agency, drop a 1. Awesome. How many of you have built a proper foundation for your agency? Okay? Drop a 2 in the chat if you've built, if this, the foundation of your agency. So this is your agency, and then this is the foundation. Joe says define foundation. So who in here right now can intake 50 clients and handle it? I'm going to rephrase that question because I see a lot of you guys dropping a 5 in here, and you're 100% wrong. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay? Brian said with DashClicks. Yes, but guys, it's about, somebody's dropped it in here. It's all about systems and automation. So yes, that's definitely a big part of foundation, guys, okay? I have a huge team and they're all right outside, okay? Now, if you dropped 10,000 clients on us, which might be like 50 clients for you guys, because we have a big team, it might be just one of you guys, right? It might be just, one-man team, might be 2 or 3 person, whatever, right? So if you drop 50 brand new clients, it's going to get a little intense, right? You're going to have to service 50 new clients. So when I'm talking about a foundation, I'm talking about being able to actually intake a massive amount of clients in a short period of time, okay? And when we started our agency originally, I'll never ever forget this. There was a peak in my agency when we actually peaked, right? We started with sales and we started like actually signing up clients, right? And this wasn't recent. I've had my agency, for those of you guys who don't know, our retail agency is called Social Agency. I've had it for 10 years, right? So when I started, maybe not 10 years ago, obviously, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago when we really started to like ramp up, right? We were going out and we started signing up clients, and we were used to, and this might be kind of like where you guys are in a stage, you're used to maybe signing on like 1 client a month, 2 clients a month, right? Which is completely normal and that's fine, right? You're used to that. You're inside of that mentality where you're like, bam, you can go sign up a new client, you do the consultation call, you send them out the contract, get the contract back, and now from there, what do? You bill him, you put him into your QuickBooks system, you go through that whole approach, and then you drop them into DashClicks, right? But like, think about that. Now, what happens if you do that same thing and you drop 50 new clients? What do you do now? What do you do now? So I'm going to rephrase that question. If you guys still think it's the same, I want you to drop a 10 if you think right now, today, if I gave you 50 new clients, can you handle that? Do you think the foundation of your agency can handle that? Can you drop in a 10? Drop a 10 in the chat. If you think that right now I can go and I can give you 50 clients and you'll be perfectly fine. Everything is going to run smooth. You're not going to have any issues. Brian said, hell no. No way. No way. 0. Yeah. And you know what, guys? I was just like you. Okay, I had the same exact problem, and it took me years to figure it out, okay? It's all about systemizing. It's about building processes. It's about building protocols. It's about doing automation. It's about having a team where for you guys, your team might be DashClicks, which is even better, right? So you don't need to worry about all that like hiring and HR and going through that whole process, right? But like right now, if you dropped in 50 clients, it would break your system. And I'm going to tell you why, because it happened to me. Okay, so like 6 or 7 years ago when we started, you know, I was on average, I was getting like 1 client a month, right? I would get my 1 client a month. He would pay me, you know, $500 or $1,000 a month, whatever it is. You know, I'm just giving you guys an example. I would go out and I would do my services, whether it was SEO or, you know, building him a website and doing, you know, Google Ads or whatever the case may be. I would go out and I would do that. Okay. Then at that point, I was like, all right, I'm going to hire a sales rep, and I'm going to really try to take this to the next level, right? And I hired a sales rep, and the sales rep actually went out, and I wasn't ready for what was to come. Because the sales rep went out, and I went from going to 1 client a month, and I had like a 2-person team. It was like me and 1 other person, and then now a sales rep. I went from going to 1 client a month, which I was doing the consultations and the prospecting, and then I had my other employee who was doing the production, you know, building the websites and posting on social media and doing the SEO and all that stuff, right? And then now I had the sales rep, and the sales reps would go out, and he would get in his car. He actually had a Vespa. It was like a 60-year-old sales guy. And I shit you not, this is a real life story. His name was Bruce. He was a 6-year-old sales guy. He just got out of jail for robbing a bank, literally, okay? I shit you not. And he would jump on his Vespa, and he would go and he would park in a plaza, and he would go to every single business, and he had a little folder that I printed with him, and he would say, hey, you know, we just want to stop by. We're in the neighborhood, and we're a local business. We're right down the street. It's called Social Agency. We want to do an online business report, and this is what the report's going to look like. It's, you know, it's like a 10-page report. This is what the report's going to look like. We want to do it completely for free, and then we want to have one of our people from our marketing team are going to, you know, jump on a live call with you where we'll share our screen and we'll go through the whole report. And then if you need anything and we can help you out with any of your pain points, then we can help you from there, right? And we did that, okay? And he went out, he got on his Vespa, his 2 buttons were open on his shirt, and the wind was hitting him in the face, and he was on his Vespa and he was going. And guess what, guys? He came back the first day with like 8 business cards. And he started running those, and we put them into the system. We had this tool that we were using back in the day. I forgot the name of the tool. We would just create a report really quick. It was like a website audit or some shit like that. And it would go and we'd create a website audit, and then we would put it into a CRM system. And I would come in the next morning, and I would go through the list, right? Say, hey, Bobby, this is Chad. Bruce was actually just in your restaurant yesterday, and he ran a complimentary report for you. And I'm here to do the presentation. Do you have 5 minutes? Or if you'd like, I can maybe schedule it for another day, right? So we would go through that whole process, and what I realized was we started to get clients. Okay, we went from getting 1 client a month to 25 clients a month. That broke our system, okay? So the reason why I'm asking you guys, if you have a foundation, it's really easy to just say, yes, I do. But do you have a real foundation to be able to handle that? Because I didn't, okay? I didn't. I only realized that now that I have a lot of employees and I have everybody working and there's multiple people on our team doing different things and we're organized and we have a protocol and a process. I didn't know what a foundation was if you rewinded me back 6 years. I had no clue what a foundation really was. So this is a foundation of your agency, which essentially means there's multiple gears here that happen. Right here, there's multiple stuff that happens here, okay? You're talking about your process, your protocol, your automation, your contracts, your email sequences, the way that you go from closing a project to billing, the way that you go from billing to putting it into your QuickBooks, the way that you go from putting it into your QuickBooks to actually now transferring it over to your team to start working on the account, your communications, your retention, like everything from A to Z has to be built in this foundation. If you don't have a and this is, I can replace this word foundation. What's the best way to replace a word foundation? Joe said scalability. I love that. That's a great word, right? System, Zach said. I'm thinking of one word. If you can pop this one word out, then I'm gonna give you a swag bag. What's a word that you can replace with foundation? They said structure, team, automation, process, infrastructure, process. One word. Come on, keep going, guys. You got this. Foundation, pillars, strategy, tools. Nobody's going to get this one. Nobody's going to get this one. They said mindset. No, none of that. None of that, guys, unfortunately. Even not DashClicks. Even DashClicks is a part of your team. We are your partner. We are here to help you. But you need to have a structure. You need to have the infrastructure. Yeah, all these are great, but that's not the word that I'm looking for, okay? I'll ask another one, guys. Don't worry. I'll do a bunch of these throughout, and you guys will have chances to win swag bags. Thank you for the engagement. Just keep engaging because you get people's mind flowing. Brian said pancakes. Unfortunately, it's not pancakes, Brian. No. Guys, it's a factory. Okay? It's a factory. Have any of you guys ever been inside of a factory? Can you drop a 101 if you've been inside of a factory? 101. If you've ever been literally like inside of a factory and you've seen how everything works, right? Yeah, Douglas said it. Assembly line. Right? You guys know how a factory works? Come on, what am I doing? Go, go, go. Factory, right? See if this works. It's gotta be an easier way for this. All right, so guys, this is how a factory works. Who guys, I'm sure you guys have obviously seen like The Prophet where he's like product, process, people, product, process, something like that, whatever, right? So like a factory, like, okay, let's talk about a factory really quick. Here you got a new order. Okay? Step 1 in your factory. Okay? Here you got billing. Step 2 in your factory. Okay? This is an assembly line, guys. This is an assembly line, and it's going. Okay? It's got to keep rolling. It's got to keep rolling. Okay? It's an assembly line. Okay? You got your billing. Then you got your onboarding team. Boarding team. Okay? And then you got your, well, actually, sorry. This is 3, and then this is 4. All right, so new order comes in, then it goes to the billing department, then it goes to the onboarding department, right? Are you guys with me? Can you drop a 300 if you're with me? What do you think the next step is? Fulfillment. Sorry, guys, this marker is thick, so I can't type right. That says fulfillment. 4, fulfillment, which, guys, yes, this is where you can bring DashClicks in, right? DashClicks can help you with this. This is probably the biggest one. Right? Because that's like multiple people and processes and trainings and systems. Yeah, that's great, but like, and DashClicks can now actually help you with this, DC. You see what's happening here? DC, right? But there's multiple things that happen after this too, and I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just gonna, this is the foundation, this is your agency, right? And what's happening here is you guys are looking at this as little blocks, but there's so much shit that happens here. So much shit that happens here in between. So much shit that happens here in between. So now I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you think you can drop 50 brand new clients into your agency right now? Literally today, I'm going to push over 50 clients. And you guys think that you have this whole thing down packed? Drop 100 if you think that you can do that. Let's try that again. Guys, it's really difficult. It's not something, it's not, you can't just wake up today and bam, 50 clients. It doesn't work that way. You have to have a system. You have to have a foundation, guys. You have to have your whole sequence ready. You have to have everything happening. Like, there has to be multiple people if you're going to be hiring multiple people, or if you're going to be doing this yourself. You have to have systems and protocols and processes and automation, and there's so much shit that you can be doing in between, right? So like, this is really important. This is the first thing that you should focus on before you think about going out and getting a shit ton of clients. Building this. Because if you build this and then you take 50 clients and you drop it in, you'll go smooth right across the board. You go right across the factory line, boom. You'll work like a factory. Keep going round and round and round. You'll work like a factory, right? Round and round. So this is what you guys need to focus on first before, most people and most agency owners and most people inside of DashClicks, you know, I hate to say it, it sucks, but like your main worry is, I want to get 50 clients right now. That's why I asked that question. You guys all dropped a 5. I said, can you handle 50 clients? You're like, yeah, bring it on. Let's go. Like, be strategic about it. Be smart, because I was in your shoes and I said that multiple times. I said, yes, I can do it. Bring the clients. And then you know what happened? I went out and I got 25 clients that month. That old guy with the little Vespa was driving his Vespa, came back, and I even remember he has this little helmet that he used to wear too on the vest. But he used to come back with his little helmet, he used to put it down, his buttons were all open. He was like a 6-year-old guy with white hair everywhere. He used to come into the computer, you know, put in all of the reports, run the reports, drop them into the CRM system. We used to go through that whole process, and then bam, closed 25 clients. It broke my whole system. You know what happened? I had to give people refunds. I had disputes. I had bad reviews. So like, focus on this first. I promise you the clients will come. Focus on this first. If you guys are on the same page as me, can I get a 303? 303 in the chat right now if you're on the same page as me and you agree with me that you should start with this first, because if you have this can forever turn, right? And this can sometimes be rocky too. Like when we open up DashClicks, we had an influx of order. Like I'm talking about like hundreds of orders. And this started, we had our system, it started to start slowly, you know, a couple things leak through the cracks. And what do? You fix them, you optimize them, you fix them, you go in, that's like what we do, right? Why do you think we launched the onboarding center, right? We realized that people weren't sending the onboarding documents back on time. They weren't sending it they weren't sending all the information that we need to get started. It was too confusing. So we went and we saw that there was an issue here with the onboarding. We went and we fixed it, but we still had the process all panned out. We understand the foundation, and then you can fix and optimize along the way, guys. So like, this is what you should be focusing on. It's the first thing that your agency needs to have. You need to have that foundation, and you need to be ready to like intake a massive amount of clients, okay?